and they're not used to playing against power zone running that we use with Campbell. So this could be a really big hit to their linebacking core and to their defense as a whole, trying to stop the run.
The good news for Jesuit, though, is that the run is going to be a lot more open for Campbell, and this will eventually spread out the field for the receivers, and Dickinson can hopefully find one of our receivers for a nice little gain. So, the play should resume. If you're just joining us, the previous play was a first down run by Campbell. So far, 3 runs for him on the night, and he's been the only one to touch the football for Jesuit. So, the lineup with May in the backfield, a change in running back. They send the tight end in motion. Dickinson going to take direct snap. He steps back. He's going to throw a nice little screen for May, makes a move, and he gets brought down for about a nice little 5-yard gain.
It's a good catch out of the backfield for Alex May.
It's interesting how Jesuit likes to rotate May and Campbell. May a lot more nimble, I would say, of a running back, and Campbell more of the guy who can sort of push in that line and get those tough gains.
Campbell has been the workhorse for this team, earning 600 yards in about 5 games so far. They need to substitute so he does not get too tired.
Exactly. And here comes May once again on a nice pitch run, and it's going to be a first down for Jesuit. May using those cuts to his advantage, finding the gap through the outside, and the Crusaders keep this drive alive.
Yeah, and if you're the Crusaders, you're loving this right now. You have your offensive line making really good blocks and opening up holes for the second string running back in May. If you can push these guys around on the first drive, you can push these guys around on the last drive.
Definitely. So a very good start for the Jesuit offense and a must-need start for the Crusaders. Dickinson, he's going to hand it to Campbell. He's got a huge hole in the middle. He's going to get free. 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Campbell. And the Crusaders go up early in this game.
What an amazing cut by Campbell. He had 2 guys in front of him, and he was in the middle of the field, and he had the vision and the wherewithal to juke 2 guys. Not looking at where they were exactly, but just with his sixth sense, he was able to make his way to the end zone and find that open space.
He definitely did, and he used that cut to his advantage. He saw the space, got around the linebacker, and he's going to put the Crusaders up early in this one. So the kick here for Jesuit is going to be good, and so we're up 7-0 here with 9:13 left in the first quarter. So the Crusaders go out there and in about 5 plays put up a score, and a much needed one, because this season has not been going as planned.
Yeah, and I'm pretty surprised that they were able to score so quickly, because normally Jesuit in the past 2 games, they've been playing like a military academy. They've been playing ground and pound. They've been trying to keep the ball away from an explosive offense in Dawson, explosive offenses in this district. With their spread offenses, they want to score, and they want to get plays off as soon as possible. So Jesuit, of course, being different and being Mavericks, running the pro-style offense, they're going to try and run slow at you, and they're going to try and bully you up front with our big guys. However, scoring this fast could be a sign of good things to come.
Definitely. Campbell has been the icon of the Jesuit offense this season. Every play, Campbell, as you said, just powering through defenses, and that's going to take a tear on them eventually and free up for a big play like we just saw. So Monero ready to kick this one off for the Crusaders, and let's see if Elsick has a response. Monero, known for placing the ball well, and let's see what he does here. Kick is up and away, and it's going to be returned by Elsick here. Let's see what the field position can be. He's going to cut out in the midfield, and he's going to be stopped at about the 45-yard line. So Elsick returning with a nice return of their own, just as the Crusaders had just done, to set themselves up with really good field position.
Yes, now it's time to see what the defense is made of. They're at the 45-yard line. Special teams gave up a questionable play, giving up 45 yards on the return. And let's see what this defense can do as far as stopping them. Elsick and Dawson, really explosive offenses in this district. And if we get into a shootout, we haven't seen Strike Jesuit have an explosive offense with Campbell. We're known for keeping the ball a lot. If we can contain this QB, this sophomore Jamarcus Wadet, a really good athlete for Elsick, if we can contain him, keep him from, oh my goodness, our bad. It turns out there was a flag on the play.
Yeah, it appears to be there's a flag on the play.
So now Jesuit defense gets to start at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, so the Crusaders catch a break after a nice return from Elsick, but they're going to go with a split back formation, handing it off through the middle, and it's going to make a nice gain of 5 yards. And as we've been talking about, the Crusader defense needs to step up in this game if they want to achieve a victory.
Exactly. Now let's see. It is Elsick now. 2 halfbacks in the backfield, looking like they're going to run power pistol.
So the snap from the quarterback, fakes the handoff. It's going to be an RPO. He takes it for himself. Nice hole in the middle. He's going to gain a first down. He's going to be brought down eventually by Christian Gordon, one of our star players in that linebacking core that the Crusaders need to have in this game if they want to win it.
Yes, it turns out Terrell Johnson, senior quarterback, number 2, is out there.
Yeah, interesting decision there, as the sophomore could, he could provide a lot younger and a lot more speed in the play, but they opted for the older guy with more experience, I guess.
Yes.
So the Crusaders getting a nice stop there on that run. And so far, I mean, we could see a parallel in these offenses as they both have only run the ball in this football game.
Exactly. It looks like A-Leaf Elsick loves running the ball, but out of the shotgun. They don't want to have to deal with the extra steps of the quarterback being under center and then having to travel maybe 5 feet just to hand the ball off. They like to have it in the shotgun where they can quickly hand it off, but in turn, they don't have as many blockers.
An interesting formation they like to run here is with the fullback as well, next to the running back, so it's unpredictable to see who they're going to hand it off to. And another option here, the quarterback keeps, but he's going to be brought down by number 99, Jacob Syke. And boy, how terrifying it must be to play against him.
Yes, this kid has been talking to Dabo Sweeney, of all people. Now, of course, that doesn't mean he's getting, an offer, but this man is playing so well in his junior year.
This is junior year.
Yes, his junior year. That offensive lines are having to scheme around this guy. He's playing in the middle of the field, not the edge, so he doesn't go for sacks, but he always disrupts the running game.
Oh, definitely. He fills that A gap just amazingly. He has that reach, and he might get to the quarterback this time. He's going to have to force him to throw it out of bounds, and a beautiful defensive stop for the Crusaders. And as we said, one of the keys to the game for Jesuit to win it was for the defense to make a stop, and they did it just right here.
Yes, now let's see if Strake can at least get 3 points on the board.
So, Elsick sends out their punting unit with a nice little 3-and-out there for the Crusaders. And it's going to be a split return led by Denzel Blackwell as well as by Camden Terry.
Right now the crowd is into it. The whole student section is filled. Actually, no, I take that back. Whole stands are filled up. Everyone's loving it. Everyone's lively for this homecoming night against A-Leaf Elsick Rams. It turns out there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it appears to be that the Crusaders signaled for a fair catch, but he was hit before he caught the ball. So this is going to be a nice little 15-yard penalty added on to where the Crusaders were going to get the football when they fair catch the ball. The officials look to be deliberating about this decision, but I'm pretty sure and confident that this will go the way of the Crusaders.
Elsick Rams having their not really filling up the visiting bleachers with about 30 people in attendance, plus the band, of course, and the dancers.
Probably less than that, to be honest, but as we were saying, from the Strake side, the crowd is into the game, everyone's ready, and this is what the Crusaders need, a boost of confidence. Losing last week, They need to get back onto their A game.
Yeah, and it was a close game. They were in it the whole time.
So Campbell, another run through the middle, and this time he's going to be stopped just short, but he gets a nice gain, enough for a first down. As we were saying, Campbell, once that linebacker went down early on in the game, is exploiting that A gap, and he's just running through the linebacking core of Elsick.
He had like a red carpet to run down. He wasn't touched for about 15 yards on that play. And if you're Strake, I mean, just feed it to Campbell. It's as simple as that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. So a nice little run there for Campbell, and the Crusaders set up for a nice 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. 6:19 left to play. Dickinson rolls to his right. He's going down, but he stays in it. He's going to rush out and scramble and make something out of nothing. A good heads-up play there by Dickinson, avoiding the sack and getting the Crusaders to 2nd and 10.
That was a Tebow-esque move. He was about to get thrown down, but he stayed up with the strength of his legs, and he fought for that yardage. Only lost about 1 or 2 on the game, but he showed his teams on the sideline like, hey, I'm willing to put my body in for this so that we don't get behind the chance. Now it's 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13, let's see what the Crusaders can do.
Elsick is stacking the box right now. They're selling out on the run.
So, the feed to Campbell. He runs to the left. He has a hole, and nice blocking upfield, which should set up Jesuit for a 3rd and about 4.
If you are a football fan and you watch the NFL, you should know that Le'Veon Bell, he runs like no other person. He runs very slow and he picks his way through his blocks. Dylan Campbell is showing a little bit of Le'Veon Bell. He's running very slow behind his tackles, but he's waiting for the blocks to open up, waiting for the holes to open up. So when he bursts through, he has like 5 yards before he gets touched. It's amazing stuff he's doing.
It definitely is. 5:26 left in the first quarter. Dickinson sends tight end in motion. He's going to drop back. Nice little screen for Campbell. Trying to work on the outside, makes a move, makes 2 moves, but he's going to step out of bounds, and he might be just short of the first down here. So we'll see what Clay Kubiak opts to go for it, or if he opts to go for the field goal.
Yeah, Dylan Campbell did make 2 moves. He made 2 people miss in the open field. Linebacker was supposed to pick him up on the halfback screen, but again, these flashes of speed, these quick cuts, I mean, and along with the elusive vision that he has, he's really looking like a 3-star recruit. Of course, he is going to be playing baseball for the University of Texas, but hey, I mean, the kid's great at both sports.
So Kubiak getting very aggressive, and he's going to go for it here on 4th down. Dickinson with fullback in the backfield, and it's going to be for a QB sneak. Let's see where they spot it, and it looks to be like Jesuit is going to get the football, and he's going to actually pound it in for about 5 extra yards than he needed. A great conversion here for the Crusaders to keep the drive alive.
And this is amazing right now. The Crusaders are pounding their way through the Elsick Rams defense. They have not thrown a single pass, and yet they have 2 gains for over 20 yards. They're being explosive while also, I mean, going against the laws of football. They're playing the ground and pound game, which should be slow and rough and tumble, gaining 5 yards per game. But again, that linebacker loss, there's so many gaps in this defense that they're exploiting. Hopefully they can get another 7.
Definitely. And they're going to run it here with May through the middle. Not as big as a gain there, but they are inching closer and closer to the goal line. 4:25, eating away at this clock and trying to go up by 2 possessions right inside of the first quarter.
And we can see from the press box here, we're looking at the student section. They're just waiting to explode right now, going up 14-0 on a homecoming game. And again, we've had our struggles this season, but these guys have come out with a fire lit under them.
So Dickinson, he has a single back in the backfield. It's May. Campbell's off and resting. Let's see what he does. Play action. No, excuse me. May keeps it, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. Exploits a gap right through the middle, and a nice little 8-yard touchdown run for your Crusaders, and they go up 13-0 with 3:49 left in the first.
Easy money. I'm glad Alex May was able to get his touchdown. He hasn't been able to get many touchdowns, with Dylan Campbell getting the majority of the yardage and points for this offense. But hey, May, get your bread. Max Castellanos with the PAT.
And it is good. So the Crusaders go up 14-0 with 3:49 left in the first. An explosive start to what it needed to be for the Jesuit if they want to continue to pound and pound, into this already weakened Elsick defense.
Yes. Now, it's time to see what Elsick will be coming with. They have not had their offense on the field for more than 5 minutes. And I can tell their offensive coordinator has probably been scheming up some plays. They're going to probably throw a wrinkle or two to steal back some of this momentum. You don't want to be down by 2 scores with this homecoming crowd.
Definitely. The thing is that both teams have only run the ball, so maybe they're going to try to switch it up on this possession and throw the Crusaders off with some sort of pass, but it looks to be like both teams preferring the run game as their viable options.
And it could be something on special teams, something like a hook and ladder or a reverse, fake reverse. But I feel like, not trying to play if I were a coach here, but there could be a wrinkle thrown.
So, Moreno is going to kick it about the 20-yard line. A nice return could ensue. He's going to switch the field, but he's going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line. So another solid return by the Elsick Rams, which is going to give him really good field position to start out with. But that Jesuit defense, which is now revitalized and getting their confidence back after a really good stop on the last possession, is back on the field, and let's see what they can do.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what they can do. Elsick taking their time in the huddle, trying to get every single play right. Again, feels like something may be coming up. They're going with the fast huddle here.
All right, let's see what they bring out here on first down. They won't go with the 2 backs in the backfield, only going with 1, but it's going to be out of the shotgun formation. Jesuit looks to bring pressure from the outside, and they're going to sneak it with the quarterback. He's going to get a nice gain for about 6 yards. So the Crusaders were rushing off the edge with their pass rushers, but they left the middle wide open for a nice little QB sneak of about 6-yard gain.
They had trips right. They had all of their receivers on one side of the field, which allowed the quarterback to run to the other side of the field, which is, again, simple spacing with a spread offense, trying to exploit the weak zones in the defense.
Yeah, you're talking about the trips, and they're going to do it right again. They're going to do it again on this play. The same exact formation. Let's see if they change it up a bit. The snap is high, and he's going to do the same exact play, kind of cut through the middle, but this time Jesuit is ready for it. But Elsick will convert for a first down.
Boy, oh boy, Terrell Johnson is looking like Dylan Campbell 2.0, except he's actually a quarterback.
He's looking like Cam Newton.
Yes, he's really tall, too.
Lamar Jackson is the better word for it.
Now, let's see if he's not a running back and decides to pass. Again, if this is Elsick's offense, running what seems to be an option offense, they've been doing well so far.
Short screen to the left. Flag is down. He's going to be brought down at around the 48-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. 2:39 left on the clock. Let's see what the official calls it here.
Michael Wiley, the straight Jesuit alum who's now playing for the Arizona Wildcats under Kevin Sumlin, is on the sidelines. I think he approves of the running back play.
So,
wait, that is not Wiley. Wiley has a game tomorrow. What am I saying? It looked like Wiley wearing the Arizona Wildcat colors. That is my bad. Sorry, folks.
Alright, so Elsick going to be slowing it down. The penalty did bring them back a couple of yards, but they'll still try to be very aggressive as they have been on the run with a option offense. Trips to the right, running back to his left, and the snap here for Johnson. It's a fumble on the field, and it's going to be recovered by the Rams. A poor snap and a poor handling by Johnson, and it's going to set up third down.
It's not what you want as an offense. You have 1st and 5.
Second down, excuse me.
You have you had 1st and 5, and you have a chance to get a quick and easy first down. But now you set yourself up for 2nd and 8. With this defense, they could throw a blitz in there.
That could be the case here, as they have edge rushers once again. A high snap. It's going to be a screen, and it almost nearly picked off there by Josh Casciola.
Josh Casciola was playing outside linebacker on that play. He was reading the quarterback. If the quarterback decided to run, he was going to pounce on him. But if the quarterback decided to throw an outside screen, he read it all the way, and he almost had a pick 6 on that.
Yeah, I think his design on that play was to spy the quarterback, because they know that he's been, the catalyst of the offense. He's either going to option it to his running back, or he's going to keep it for himself, or he's going to throw for a screen. It's the 3 plays that the Crusaders have done.
See, they have him lined up in space, as in if they throw it out wide. Okay, now he's going in for the
long ball. It's going to be caught. A brilliant catch there for Elsick. A leaping grab there for Devion Jenkins. And it's going to set up first down. So finally, a deep pass down the field, and rather than a screen, is going to give Elsick a shot at keeping this drive alive.
Elsick's trying to go fast now. Elsick's trying to go fast now. They have momentum, and they want to take advantage. First down and 10.
Let's see what he does. He's going to run the option once again. He's going to keep it. He's going to roll to his left, but he's going to be stopped there. But still, a nice little gain on first down that could set them up for an easy second down. Maybe throw a shot down the field on this next play.
I feel like Elsick is making it a point to throw the ball or run the ball to the outside. They don't want to run it up the middle to Jacob Syke. As we saw in the first drive, Jacob Syke blew up plays. But since they're getting it out in space, they're outrunning us to the boundary, getting 5 or 6 yards. Even if it's 3 yards, all of these plays that are running outside, they'll leave gaps later on in the game.
Yeah, they're exploiting that outside, and this time he's going to take it through the middle.
As you see right there.
A nice little gain there for first down.
See, our linebackers were playing the ball to the outside, waiting for an outside run.
But this time they went through the middle.
Yes, and there was a huge gap.
So Elsick is set down with 3rd and short here. 1:22 left in the first quarter, and they need a score here because they're down by 2 possessions in this football game.
This is a very big play right here.
They get it from the shotgun. They'll run it, and they'll get the first down. Solid run there by Elsick, running it through the B gap this time, and it's going to set them up just shy of the 25-yard line.
Elsick's now taking their time. They have their first... Oh, someone lost their shoe. That's why. They're going to have to take a timeout for that.
It might be a charge timeout.
No, it's not. It's an uncharged timeout. But they had time to call their play now, so they can scheme right.
Yeah, they can look at the defensive setup here. It's going to be a run, but it's going to be stopped. Absolutely clogging up the middle right there is the Jesuit line, and it's going to be Willie Brown more specifically on that stop. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 there. No gain on the play, and they might just let the clock run out.
Yes, it looks like they're going to wait until the end of the quarter.
17 seconds left on the clock. They seem like they want to run a play, but the communication with their head coach is very poor. You have about 5 players looking back at the sideline, seeing what the call is, and time's just going to run out, and they're just going to lead to the end of the quarter. So that's going to do it for quarter 1 here from Clay Stadium. The Jesuit Crusaders are up 14-0 on Elsick after 2 running touchdowns for Jesuit.
Bringing you a radio broadcast from Crusader Sports Network. What a crowd it is.
It definitely is, and the stadium seems to be jam-packed right now as it is homecoming night. The band playing, the cheerleaders are on the sideline.
Do you have a date to homecoming?
I do not have a date this year.
Ah, man. Well, you win some and you lose some, but hey, at least you have more years, you know.
True.
And at least we are bringing live broadcast to you, Jesuit fans.
Yep, Crusader Sports Network is brought to you by SJET, and we are going to be bringing you guys the football games. We're going to have the live coverage of the soccer games whenever the season rolls around. We're going to have rugby and hopefully baseball whenever it gets set up in the stadium.
Yes, we're waiting for the Ethernet port to be set up. Also, we will have basketball.
Also basketball, and I almost forgot to mention lacrosse. So a wide variety of Jesuit sports that are going to be on display through our channel. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell to know whenever we are live. And so here comes the start of the second quarter, and it's going to be intercepted there by Jesuit. A poor pass there by the Elsick quarterback, and a nice pick for the Crusaders, and a great way to start out the second quarter.
Yes, it seems like Elsick was trying to draw up a really good play there, but as soon as the quarterback lets go of the ball, it seemed like it was tipped up in the air, and the Mike linebacker was able to catch it, came right to him.
Yeah, Christian Gordon very aware on that play, and he's going to get an easy interception right out of the air. He was aware of the quarterback's position the entire play, and now the offense and Dickinson are back on the field.
And mighty number 9, ready to be fed. Mighty number 9, Dylan Campbell, lines up a single back set.
And a drop back here from Dickinson. He's going to look for Campbell, a low pass. Campbell's going to make a couple of moves, break a couple of tackles on his way to fight for about a 2-yard gain, it seems.
As we've said, the vision. That was a broken play. Campbell was bobbling the ball for about 3 or 4 steps. He had 2 defenders on him. He was able to shake off one guy and dive forward for 2 yards. And a broken play turns into 2nd and 7.
That's what separates a good running back from a great running back. As you said, that play was completely broken. It wasn't going anywhere. It was probably going to be the loss even, but he turned it into a gain for Jesuit. And second down, Jesuit lines up with trips on the left. Let's see what they do here. It could be a pass. A flag on the field, and it looks to be like it's going to be a false start on the Crusaders. Let's see what the call is, and it is indeed a false start. So the Crusaders are going to be moved back after that nice gain from Campbell into a 2nd and what I believe to be 12.
Talked to Coach Kubiak. He said at the very beginning of the year we had many penalties. That was due to just poor concentration and a lot of emotions with that St. Thomas game. But over the course of the season, we have been cutting down on our penalties, maybe 4 or 5 a game. Hopefully, we don't have them in costly scenarios late in games. But it's 2nd and 12 now.
So Jesuit spreading out the receiving core, and they're getting blitzed from the outside. But it's going to be a nice run here from Campbell. He's going to break a couple of tackles. Still going. Campbell, a huge gain of about 25 yards. And the Crusaders have a first down.
I credit that run to the outside blocking from Bryce Palumbo and the receiving core in general. They haven't had many targets. Most of the offense has gone through Campbell. But the way these guys are blocking, the way these guys are being team players and not saying, hey, I'm not getting the ball, I'm not going to play. No, they're being team players. They're really blocking. Especially, they're blocking guys twice their size even.
That's true, and also just the fact that they spread him out on that play spreads out the outside, which is where Campbell ran through. So, play action here for Dickinson. He's going to roll to his right, a low pass, and it's going to be incomplete, just short there, and that was intended for Bryce Palumbo.
A rare pass from Strake Jesuit. They're trying to catch Elsick off guard.
With a play action.
Yes, on a 1st and 10. William has been throwing the rock a lot lately. Of course, in the first few games, it was mostly screens behind the line of scrimmage. We don't want to give up costly turnovers that could alter the game. Alex May is in the backfield. He might be looking to run this on 2nd and 10.
May, the speedster. They're going to feed it to him. He's going to get a nice gain here. He's going to open through the middle, and a huge gain for May. As we said before, his cuts are out of this world, and he took out about 2 defenders on his way to the first down.
Yes, this guy is running like his hair is on fire. Every single snap that he gets, he's trying to make the most of it. You can tell.
So the Crusaders moving the ball down the field through their running game. It's working out perfectly for them, and 2 really long running plays have set up the ball at about the 34-yard line.
I would say between both running backs, they have about 85 yards on the ground. Now Mace winds up in the backfield. Corwin Jobert in motion.
Sends him in motion. The feed to May to the left side. He's going to be brought down, but after he gets a nice gain of 7 yards on first down, setting up the Crusaders for what could be, and what I think Kubiak should go for, a shot down to the end zone.
Oh, but they're bringing in Joel Crawford now, the sophomore running back.
Interesting decision. Let's see what they can do with him. For me, that's indicating that they're going to go for a pass here. I doubt they're going to run it through him. But let's see. Maybe Kubiak has something up his sleeve.
Maybe they're resting Dylan Campbell for the rest of the season, seeing that we've been able to ground and pound against this. Oh, that's a false start. False start on number 30.
That's going to be an unfortunate false start there for the Crusaders, as they had such great field position set up after the May run. And it's going to bring up second down. So you were talking about how Jesuit wanted to limit the number of penalties they got this season, and they already have 2 on this drive.
Yes, they are getting ahead of themselves, but this offense has been playing really well as of late. They haven't been as explosive throughout the season. They've been playing a lot of road games, but I feel like this crowd has been giving them a sense of fire. They want to come out and play for their home fans.
They sent Smith in motion, and they're going to run it. Nice hole in the middle and a nice gain for about 4 yards, and that's going to set up third down and short.
Yes, and Jesuit has also been chewing up a lot of clock. They've chewed up about 4, maybe 5 minutes of the clock on this drive.
Yeah, well, the time of possession from Jesuit compared to Elsick is completely disproportional. The Crusaders' run game has just let them chew that clock down, and I mean, time is on their side when they got a 2-possession lead.
Yes, it's again the way they play. It's not nearly as explosive and quick-paced, but they line up and they want to bully you. They have been doing that against Elsick.
Dickinson, the feed up the middle, and it's going to be just shy of the first down there for Jesuit. And it appears to be like Kubiak is going to keep his offense on there. He wants to get up early in this game even more and go up by 3 possessions. So the offense is going to stay up there.
This is a big 4th and 1. I wonder what they're going to do here with 3 really good running backs. They've been running it the whole game, and they've had probably 100 rushing yards on the game. 4th and 1. They need 1 yard. Dylan Campbell is in the backfield, and we have our fullback. I wonder what they're going to do.
Liam, my money's on a QB sneak. And boy, was I right, but he took a shot there from one of the linebackers.
Let's see how he gets up. Oh, he's up.
And I believe he gets it. It's going to depend on the spot. They might have to bring out the chains, and a first down indicated for Jesuit. So Kubiak's aggressive mentality has paid off in this drive, as it did on the first drive, and the Crusaders are going to keep the chains rolling.
Talk about William Dickinson taking one for the team. He took a shot on that play, but he said, hey, I got to step up as a captain. It's senior year in front of the homecoming crowd, and man, that was a gutsy play on 4th and 1. It wasn't as sexy, but now Dylan Campbell lines up in the backfield. This could be looking like a power run.
They're sending the wide receiver in motion. Let's see what they do. Dickinson, a play action, but he's met by an instant blitz. And unaccounting for the rush off the edge, and the Crusaders are going to take a huge sack that's going to set them outside of what could be the realm of possibility of getting a first down.
I feel like Elsick did their homework on that play. I feel like once they saw Corwin Jobert go out in motion, they knew something was up, and so they sent the safety on a blitz. He was unaccounted for and had a free shot on William Dickinson.
Yeah, they unaccounted for the edge rush from the linebacking core and a beautifully executed play. And the run here from May, he's going to get to the outside after making a couple of cuts, trying to regain the ground lost in the sack, but still not enough. It's going to be third down and long for the Crusaders.
Let's see if they're bringing Dylan Campbell, their best guy. Let's see what they do. Will they line up for a pass?
I think it's the perfect time to get a shot down the field, maybe get a closer field goal for Liam Garcia, and just go into the halftime with a 3-possession lead if the defense can hold. We'll see what Kubiak has up his sleeve on this play, and no, it will not be a run because the shotgun formation is going to be played out here by Dickinson. No backs in the backfield. Complete pass play, and it's going to be caught after a tip. And he gets up, and he's going to win for a touchdown. An unbelievably absurd play after a tipped pass, but a catch there, and it's going to be a touchdown by Price Palumbo, and the Crusaders are going to go up 21-0 in this game.
Who was that pass to? Initially, who was that pass to?
I could not make it out, but it went through his hands, it got tipped, and Palumbo with the heads-up play to grab it and get on his feet once again and run through the defense for a touchdown. I think the defense was just perplexed that even happened and didn't even stop him untouched on his path to the end zone.
Exactly. There was 3 guys around him. They're like, whoa, how did you catch the ball? Bryce Palumbo with his first TD of the year, and Max Castellanos 3 for 3 now on the night, and it's 21-0 with 5 minutes and change left in the half.
No, this is making a statement by Jesuit. Going up 21-0 at the half on your opposition. This is literally what Clay Kubiak envisioned when he was doing this aggressive play calling tonight.
Exactly. And when I talked to him, the last games that they called, they were trying to keep the ball away from explosive offenses. Now maybe Elsick doesn't have as much of an explosive offense, and they're willing to, well, they have been putting together methodical droughts. They haven't been going no huddle, and they have been keeping the ball away as far as time of possession goes. So again, this is exactly what they wanted. It's just this is not what we expected as fans of this team, and boy are we glad to be proven wrong. Thank you, Coach Kubiak.
Oh, definitely. This is the start that Jesuit needed. This is what they've been looking for all season. They've been struggling to put up solid drives on offense and stops on defense, but they're doing both here tonight. So Monero lining up here to kick this ball away and get us rolling once again with 5:36 left in the second quarter and in this first half. Monero is going to kick it short to the sideline to about the 10-yard line. It will be returned by Elsick. They're trying to get the stop here. He's still on his feet, and he's still going. A huge cane by Elsick. Returned beautifully there by Jalen Moore, the senior.
And if there's one thing A-Leaf is doing right, A-Leaf Elsick, they've been returning the ball.
Oh, yeah, their returns have set up tremendous field position.
But it looks like there's a holding call on Elsick.
Oof.
That could be the reason why he was able to gain like 45 yards on that.
Yeah, this is going to be bringing them back, and I think that's twice now that Elsick has had a penalty call on them on a return. So the great field position that they get off of these returns is just being brought back by silly mistakes.
Exactly. But again, you cannot discount the dangerous feat of their returner. Now, A-Leaf Elsick down 21-0 with 5 minutes and change left in the half. What are they going to do? They're down at their 15-yard line. Again, they could call up their old reliable wrinkle play, catch the Jesuit defense off guard, but we'll see.
Let's see what Elsick opts do. The most probable thing here is to drive the football down, get rid of that clock, and hopefully get a touchdown before the half ends, or if not, at best, a field goal. So they're going to go opting again with this strange option formation, spreading their wide receivers. They're going to hand it to the running back, and it's going to be stopped there by the Jesuit D-line, so they hold up.
The clock is ticking now. That's the one thing that's not good about the option offense. The clock is always ticking, and you don't have many ways to stop that unless you get a first down.
Yep. You don't. Running the ball is just gonna eat the clock, so it's working against them in a sense.
In a sense, yeah, but you have to stay true to your identity if you want to win some of these games.
This is definitely a unique team with the way they play football.
Exactly. Now they're running trips to the left with their receivers.
Trips to the left, so this indicates that's going to be a QB sneak. Let's see what they do. And yep, he will keep once again, so they run the same play, and it works perfectly. And it's going to set up third and short.
What a dynamic run for the QB. I mean, this guy has been running almost like camp, just cutting through our defense, carving up for 6 yards, 7 yards. He gained about 8 there. But he's been putting his offense on his back, and props to him.
Yep. He has been the star of this offense. Let's see if he can get his teammates going. I think that he needs to pass if he wants to have a chance of coming back in this game. So trips once again, and they're going to run it with him, but the Jesuit defense is not going to be fooled this time, and they're going to stop him. But he will be able to get the first down.
Not before he got the first down. Now, 3:55 left in the quarter. This broadcast is brought to you by Crusader Sports Network. We're happy to give you these radio broadcasts on homecoming night. Crowd is loving it. Crowd is into it, and we're glad to be winning.
Yep, this is the result that Jesuit wanted. They're up at the half. They're shutting out their opponents momentarily, and they could do so if they get a stop here on this possession.
Way better than last year's home game with Pearland.
So, trips to the left, and they keep from the running back for the third straight time in a row, and it's going to work again. That Jesuit line needs to step up and start recognizing that when there's trips to the left, when there's running back to his right, it is screaming at you that they are going to sneak it right up the middle, and they did it for 3 times in a row, and it works again. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, you got to play honest, okay? And as soon as they throw a fake in there or a wrinkle, that's how they're going to get 50 yards. So that's what they need. They just need to let the QB take his 5 yards, his 6 yards. But again, he's self-destruction type of offense with the time.
He's gonna send a bomb down the field. Is he gonna find him? And it's caught.
Oh my gosh!
And just when we were talking about sending a fake, they run the same formation. This time, Jesuit's like, there's no way they're not gonna pass it. Oh my goodness! And a huge gain down to the Jesuit 30-yard line. 2:46 left on the clock, and Elsick could put up their first score of the game.
Yes, Terrell Johnson is an amazing quarterback. 100% completion rate on the night. 1 for 1 for 40 yards.
And the first pass play of the night is a big one, and one that Elsick definitely needed. They're showing trips to the left again with the running back to his right. The same exact formation. Let's see what Jesuit does. This time he keeps again, and he's going to be brought down there. Solid tackle there from the Jesuit linebackers.
Well, Elsick looks like they're in field goal range. The clock is winding down to 2:28, 2:27. Elsick taking their time, making sure they don't have any busted assignments, trying to get as much yardage as possible. Now is the time when you have to walk on to Mr. Jefferson.
Let's see what he does on second down. It's a low snap. It's going to be fumbled, and he's just going to fall in it. He's not even going to try. Terrell Johnson with the second fumble of the night.
My bad, Johnson. Yes, Terrell Johnson. Again, you don't want any silly mistakes. They were cruising down the field, and they're 6'4", and they fumbled.
So and Liam, that's big because that puts them out of the field goal range.
Exactly. That is really big. And they're going to have to take a timeout, and they're going to think. Again, offensive coordinator is probably drawing up a play right now. Could be a pass play, could be a sweep, I don't know. But looks like they're going to have to call something in their kitchen sink in order to put them in, field position for maybe a field goal or, get their first points of the game. But again, this is a critical drive. If they do score, they get the ball back in the second half with the momentum against this, this rocking crowd, this homecoming crowd. And in the games like these, Texas high school football momentum will be everything.
Interesting decision. It was Jesuit that called the timeout. So they're confident they can get the stop here, get the ball back, and maybe put a score before the half ends. So Kubiak once again displaying his aggressive play calling.
Exactly. Again, if they do get a stop here, they're in punting range, not field goal kicking range. They could take a shot down the field, maybe go up, get in field goal range, go up 24-0. But we'll see. Again, we'll see.
Yeah, we're not sure about the range of the kicker either, so they might have to get this ball further than we think. It's going to take a miracle through a run to get there, so it might...
There you go. Please don't jinx it.
Might be likely to be a pass. And he's going to keep it to himself, and a huge sack by the line. Brilliant right there, getting off of the blocks. And 2 big plays back-to-back.
Just like we drew it up.
It's interesting, though, that they ran the ball when they needed about
17.
17 yards.
Yes, they had a mile to go.
Maybe they were going to throw Jesuit off with the run. I have no idea. But an interesting play call, and the Crusaders are going to capitalize on it and take their second time out of the half, hoping to get this ball back before the quarter ends.
Yes, get the ball back and go down the field, try to get a field goal, go up 4 scores. We have our homecoming court being presented tonight on the track. Beautiful ladies coming out here tonight to show their beautifulness.
Yep, it's homecoming night. The atmosphere is electric. The student section is loving it because Jesuit is finally showing up big in a game, just like we did in our home game against St. Thomas.
Exactly. Now, the main difference between this game, St. Thomas, is that we are not making as much mistakes. Coach Kubiak said, as I interviewed him, we are a more, what do you call it? We're a more experienced team, of course, because we play more games, but we're making more. We're just making better plays and not making.
Exactly. As the year goes on, the team gets more used to each other, and they start playing as a unit, and they start figuring out what needs to go right and what's going wrong, and they're starting to fix these mistakes that were shown early on.
The word is mature.
Exactly.
Not making emotional mistakes. Not getting too hyped up with the energy. Oh my gosh, an AoE.
Oh my goodness. A botched punt right there, and it's going to be horrible. And it's going to be great field position for Jesuit. An absolute disaster of a drive for Elsick. 2 botched snaps in about 3 play span.
Exactly. They botched the snap. The punter had to go back 10 yards. And then he barely got it off. It was almost
that could have
blocked.
Nearly been blocked and returned for a Jesuit defensive touchdown. The biggest thing is 1:41 on the clock.
Exactly. Your one job is to get the ball in a position to where a Jesuit's going to say, you know what, we don't want to go down the field. But now we're at the 32-yard line, and we're setting up in shotgun. And Clay Kubiak is in aggressive mode.
And I would not be surprised if they take a shot down the field with a Hail Mary. And that looks to be what the formation indicates, but no, it's going to be a fake, and Dickinson's going to run it up the middle. He's not going to go anywhere. Elsick not fooled by that play, and the clock's going to continue to tick down. Jesuit with 1 timeout left on the board. Let's see if they try to take a shot on the field with this next play.
Seems like they weren't fooled by our tendency to run with our quarterback.
So this time, Dickinson's going to line up with the running back to his right.
1 safety over the middle. They could throw it. They do.
Dickinson is surveying the field. This time he's going to keep, and he's going to run. And he's going to go for the first. Takes down a defender with a nice little lean on the shoulder, and a huge gain by Dickinson, making the play himself.
Looks like there's a player down on the field.
And this is going to be costly because that timeout will be on Elsick, and that's going to stop the clock for us. And it looks to be a really grave injury. I hope he's okay.
Yes, he's writhing in pain. Number 22, one of the cornerbacks.
That's going to be Jalen Moore.
Elsick, they played man coverage on that play, 1 safety high.
And it cost them.
Yes, I mean, when you play man coverage, the cornerbacks, they can only look at where the receivers are going. And so they can't turn around and see where their quarterback is. Quarterback was able to scramble for about 25 yards.
Usually on those man-to-man, you have someone spying the quarterback, but because they know we have that large tendency to run it with Campbell, I guarantee you one of those linebackers' jobs was solely to watch Campbell and every move he makes, and that opened up for Dickinson to be able to make that huge play.
Yes, Dickinson had 1 linebacker on him. He was able to outrun him, make some juke moves in the middle of the field. Now we have the ball at the 43-yard line. We have 43-yard line.
About 43, yeah.
Yeah, we're about 15 to 20 yards away from field goal range. 15 to 20 yards.
Exactly, and our kicker, which is warming up right there, he's known to have a large leg and being able to boot long distance, so it may not take that much to set up the Crusaders into field goal range.
Yes, Max Castellanos is sophomore. He is a big boy who has a big leg. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just speaking the truth from the press box up here. Like, he looks like he could beat me up and steal my lunch money, and I'm a senior. the kid on the field though is still down. He's being helped up by Archer.
Yeah, it looks to be like a really serious injury, but he is helped up to his feet, and the good thing is that he's able to walk on his own power with the help of his athletic trainers. So he's up on his feet, but 2 costly injuries now on the Elsic defense, and it's starting to dwindle. It's starting to get even weaker to an already weakened core of defenders.
Yes, and that just kind of hurts your morale. As an Elsic defensive player, you lost 2 of your guys. You're down by 3 scores on homecoming night, and just things keep turning for the worse. Dylan Campbell is gashing your defense, and your offense can't seem to make enough plays to get in scoring range. If I were Elsic's defense, I would play prevent, knowing that Strake is likely to throw the ball down the field.
And the thing is, though, if they play zone coverage deep down the field, Jesuit, all they have to do is make one good run with Campbell, 1:03 left on the clock, and get simply into field goal range. So I think what Elsic right now is trying to do with this look is prevent a touchdown, prevent going deeper and deeper into this hole they've already dug themselves into.
Jesuit now, they have 1 minute left, and they have 1 timeout.
Clock is running now. Dickinson lines up, and he's going to drop back. Blitz coming from the edge. One-handed grab. Amazing there by Campbell. He's going to be stopped just short of the first, right around the 35-yard line. Clock is running, so Strake Jesuit is opting for the hurry-up offense right here.
Campbell could have turned and went out of bounds, but he did catch the ball kind of lackadaisically, was taken down immediately. Now Campbell with the ball.
They're going to run it to him. A nice gain for a first down, 25 seconds on the clock, and the Crusaders are going to burn their final timeout of the half.
Either that or the chains move and that stops the clock.
Oh, that could be true. I would assume Kubiak would take a timeout, but no, clock continues to run, and they're going to spike it instead.
Well, that just goes to show Kubiak is trying to get at least, he's trying to milk maybe 3 plays out of this. He goes for a short play, maybe a pass play.
I'd say maybe just a shot at the end zone and see what happens. Or maybe just a shorter play to set up the kicker, but I think he has enough of a boot to get there.
You can tell since they're saving up their timeout, they're going to run it at least once and then burn that timeout.
Exactly, and use that timeout to hit the last second field goal.
It's only a matter of when they're going to use that one running play. They have all their wide receivers lined up wide. Campbell in the shotgun. Dixon.
Dickinson drops back. He's going to survey the field. Flag is down. Dickinson's going to keep himself. He's going to get to that first down marker and more. But that's going to milk off a good chunk of time on the clock. Let's see what the call is from the officiating crew. It could be a hold on Jesuit.
Yes. Could be.
Let's see what the call is. Neutral zone infraction, maybe. Because he's talking with Kubiak. And it looks like Clay Kubiak's looking to decline this. Let's see what Jesuit opts for.
Maybe it was holding on Elsic.
The call is on Elsic. Against Elsic. And there it is. It's going to be offsides on the defense.
Oh, what a drive this is. We started at our own 35-yard line. Now here we are at the 28.
Yep. And the great thing about that is that that penalty is going to stop the clock for free, and Jesuit gets to keep their timeout and run that one extra play that they want to run. A shot down to the end zone. He's looking for Robert Smith, and he's just shy of him. Unlucky there. With 4 seconds left on the clock, no other option for Clay Kubiak but to bring out the the special teams.
Yeah, and I feel like that was their one shot at the end zone that, Diego, that's what you were saying that they were going to do. Dickinson has not thrown the ball down the field the whole game, and that was the first time he's thrown it deep and across the field. It was a pretty good spiral on the ball. But, yes, that was our one shot at the end zone, and it looks like for the rest of the game it's going to be grounding and pounding.
Alright, so a very long field goal here for Jesuit and a timeout taken by Elsic in an attempt to ice the kicker.
Yes, this is sophomore Max Castellanos here. I don't think he gets very iced up, but let's see.
I mean, his field goals, his extra points, have been pretty good. So he does have that confidence factor in him, because a lot of times you have to make a kick first in the game to get your mojo going to say, okay, I got this. And it's pretty far out, to be honest, this kick.
Yeah, he's kicking from the right hash mark. Elsic is probably going to try and go for the block here.
Indeed they are. Who knows if the Crusaders go up 24-0 at the half? That's going to be a statement. I mean, 21-0 at the half is already in itself a statement, but 24-0, that makes it a 4-possession game. So that could be huge. Let's see what they do. Palumbo with the hold. Castellanos to kick. Here we go. Snap good. Kick is up on its way.
Did he get it?
And he gets the range, but the location is not enough. Unlucky there for Castellanos, but a brilliant display of offense from Jesuit, as well as the defense showing up big when they need to. And the Crusaders take a 21-0 lead against Elsick on homecoming night.
And this is brought to you by Crusader Sports Network.
Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. But it's strictly rhythm, he doesn't wanna make it cry or sing. If then an old guitar is all he can afford, when he gets up under the lights to play his thing, then Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky-tonk like anything, saving it up Friday night with the Sultans, with the Sultans of Swing. And a crowd of young boys, they're fooling around in the corner, drunk and dressed in their best brown baggies in their platform soles. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. It ain't what they call rock and roll. And the Sultans, yeah, the Sultans that play Creole. Creole. says at last just as the time bell rings. Good night, now it's time to go home. Then he makes it fast with one more thing. We are the Sultans, we are the Sultans of Swing.
I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm in your love, then you softly leave. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest doubt. You're my savior when I fall. And you may not think I care for you, when you know down inside that I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. La 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 la. La 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 la. Can you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm in your love, then you softly leave. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me.
glitters as gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. Ooh, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. Soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason, and a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forests will echo with laughter. to heaven.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock, I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go, walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for what should paint to be an exciting second half here. It is the Strike Jersey Crusaders going up against the Elsick Rams, 21-0 at the half after a very powerful statement from the Jesuit offense. Getting on the board early was the tale of the tape, as well as defensive stands able to hold off any Elsick momentum.
Yes, and we don't normally score this many points at the half, but we're just grateful to have this many points against maybe an inferior opponent. For our homecoming game, crowd is loving it. We have 20 seconds left. We're up 21-0. It's a great time to be alive in Texas.
It definitely is, and as we were mentioning earlier, this game is important not only for our morale but also for our district. We needed this win on the board, and let's see if our boys in green can close it out for the home team. So, Monero out there to kick it again. The Elsick Rams aren't out there just quite yet. And now they will send their receiving unit onto the field. As we were mentioning earlier, Elsick will receive this kickoff as they had kicked it off to us early in the first half. The Crusaders were able to capitalize on that with an early Campbell touchdown.
Exactly. The Crusaders have had the momentum for the majority of the game. We're looking to not give up any costly turnovers and continue this momentum train. Hopefully we don't give up a really long kick return as we've been doing these past few kickoffs. But yes, Dylan Campbell has been playing lights out. This defense is playing lights out, doing a great job containing Terrell Johnson. And let's just hope no injuries and we play it clean.
Exactly, and let's see if the kickoff team, can make a stop here. As we had mentioned earlier, every single kickoff for Elsick has gone past the 45-yard line. 2 of them brought back by penalties. Ready to set things off underway for the second half of this matchup. An onside kick attempt here by Jesuit.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Will they recover it? And yes, they will. The indications are that Jesuit recovers, and such an aggressive call from Clay Kubiak, the coach. Coach Kubiak, and I love it. Onside kick throws off Elsick on the very first play of this entire second half, and now Jesuit have the position, they have the momentum, and if they put points on the board here, I think we're looking at a shutout.
Oh my gosh. We were just talking about we don't want to give it to the kicker. I mean, we don't want to give it to the kick returner. He's had really good kick returns in the first half. And man, what a way to start the second half. Who knew Coach Kubiak was actually going to call an aggressive play for the special teams? I mean, normally a push kick like that, if it goes wrong, Elsa gets the ball at midfield. Although there is a flag on the play, let's see what this flag is.
It could be a false start or an offense on the offense, and it's going to be on the kicking team. This might negate the entire play.
Sorry, we had a few technical difficulties. Jesuit back on the field now. The defense is back on the field. Like we said, if something goes wrong, that is a very dangerous play to call because you do put Elsick at midfield. But hey, we commend Coach Kubiak for being aggressive, not wanting to give it to that really dynamic kick returner that we were talking about, and trying something different, trying to send a message. But because of that flag, the ball is actually now at our 40-yard line. So that's basically they get the ball where we would have kicked it off.
It's interesting. I think it might have been that the ball did not travel 10 yards was the call. And so that went against us, and we're going to end up not having an onside kick, which would have been an amazing start to this half, which is really, really disappointing.
Yes. Now, Elsick moving fast. They have the ball at the 36-yard line, 2nd and 6.
Let's see what they do here. They line up with the same formation they did in the first half, and it's going to be a give to the running back. Huge goal there. Great run there, and strong on his feet is number 25, Jerus Ruiz.
And we didn't see that very often in the first half. The quarterback actually giving the ball off to the running back. If he did, running through the tackles wasn't a good idea with Jacob Syke and company there to meet most of those runs up the middle. But 2 straight plays up the middle, and they have a first down.
Yeah, this is exactly the start Elsick needed to bounce back and put up 21 to respond to Jesuit's own 21 in the first half. They'll give it to the quarterback. He takes it, and he's going to gain about 3 yards on the play.
Well, I mean, Terrell Johnson.
Johnson.
I mean, Terrell Johnson basically.
He's been the story of the night for Elsick, pretty much.
And he has been the Lamar Jackson Year 1 running back quarterback. He's been facilitating a lot of the runs. Hi there, Mr. Lynn. How's it going? Does Mr. Lynn want to join the broadcast?
Mr. Lynn might make a guest appearance on the broadcast, and we're going to hand over the mic to him and see what he's got to say.
We're gonna do. Diego, you do play-by-play. I'm going to set up the mic for Mr. Lynn.
All right, we got it. And a strong run here from Elsick, once again running it with Jerus Ruiz. A good gain there, but it's going to set up 3rd down, and a crucial 3rd down that is, because Elsick absolutely needs to convert on this play if they want to come back in this one. So Elsick is lining up for this 3rd down, probably the biggest of the night for them. They're audibling on this play, and it's a shift in the formation as well. Let's see if the quarterback keeps it. He's going to throw short, and oh my, the pass is just barely through the hands of the receiver. He does push-ups for some reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lynn on the broadcast.
I like those push-ups. That was good form by that guy.
Very good form. He should join Crusader Guard.
He should have caught the ball. That's why he was doing push-ups.
Yeah, he's punishing himself, I guess. I'm not really sure what he was doing.
It's 4th and 7.
Yeah,
now.
but 4th down, and they need to convert. Elsick do if they want to stay in this game. So no brainer on the call here. They need 7, not 3. And they're going to call a timeout here. They're trying to get things right, trying to make sure that this play goes according to plan. And yeah.
You guys are doing a great job. I was sitting down there listening. Excuse me.
Thank you very much for the praise. We're doing our best here. We kind of wanted to be in the student section right now, as it is homecoming. Fans are loving this scoreline right now. We have 21 points at the half. That's amazing. But Elsa coming out with a little fire under them. Of course, they did have 60 yards given to them, but they're down at the 26-yard line. Hopefully, they can get a little bit of momentum back. As they're trying to complete.
So it's 4th and 7, Diego. What do you think they're going to do?
4th and 7. Elsic's signature play has been a QB sneak when faking the handoff to the running back. That's the safest bet. They've been able to convert pretty much every single time with this play. I wouldn't be surprised if they run it here. Let's see what the formation that they come out with. It's not trips this time, but it is a heavy emphasis on the line of scrimmage. So a run is pretty much in the making right here.
Get their wide receivers.
And they will keep it. And he's going to throw to the end zone. And it's going to be great coverage right there by Camden Terry.
No, it's not Camden. Is that CY? Is that Connor Young?
Oh, it might have been CY actually.
Yes, it was CY playing with his back to the ball. Again, as I was about to say but couldn't really say it, the wide receivers were one-on-one with their defensive backs, and that was a perfect time to take advantage of the man defense. But now, turnover on downs. Jesuit has the ball in their 25.
I think that play might have been a momentum killer for Elsic. It was a make or break play. They needed to make that if they wanted to keep themselves alive. So Jesuit with a huge hole run here.
Gone.
Campbell's gone. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, end zone to the house. Dylan Campbell, a monstrous run. Wow.
Great blocking up front. Just a simple toss play to the left. Nothing but daylight. I don't even think he was touched, guys. Did you see him get touched?
I think that was untouched, unscathed, as Liam was alluding to earlier. The red carpet.
Let's go, Maxie. Having to run the length of the...
I mean, he just found a hole and ran through it. And Elsic, I mean, their open field tackles did not appear at all. So Jesuit making a huge statement and could go up what could be a 28-0 scoreline if Castellanos converts on this PAT. Hold good. Kick is up and away. And it is good. So 28-0 at 9:36 left in the third quarter. And the Crusaders have got to be loving themselves. The offense has been stellar. And once again, as we were saying, Campbell has been the leading figure in that.
Yes, I'm just glad that we were able to...
Look at that running form by the SJ flag, guys.
It appears to be Jonathan McCool and Josh Wilson, the two Crusader guard
Yeah, and they're getting
members.
they're getting a workout. They've had 4 touchdowns. They have to run.
And they're about to do 28 push-ups. That's exactly what's about to happen.
This may be the one time we won't want to have too many points scored on the board. Want to save their arms and cores from the pain that comes with all those push-ups.
And by the looks of it, they're going to be doing a lot more push-ups at the end of this game. That's for sure. So, L6 receiving team out there on the field again. As we were saying, their return man is lethal. He's made it past the 45-yard line on every return, except for the penalties, which have set up in a kind of artificial way.
Mr. Wynn, what are your keys to the game so far? What have we done well on the offense and defense?
Well, just looking from the stands, obviously we had to have great line blocking up front. We also, I think, I was looking earlier on the defense, and the loss of Deshaun on the defensive side has made him go to a 4-man front. And I think that 4-man front, adding that defensive end has really helped and gave him an extra secondary guy. So they've looked really good. Now, and one of the other things with especially with Elsic, they're so athletic. If you don't have good special teams, you can get into a dangerous fight with teams like this. So having good kick coverage, having good punt returns, punt everything is very, very important.
And as we saw there, or as we're going to tell you, they did cover that kickoff really well. Elsick starts at their 11-yard line right now.
And that's the first time that Jesuits actually able to make a stop in terms of the kickoff play, as usually they were really big gains, but this field position is not going to favor Elsick, especially when they're down by 28 points. So, 1st and 10, the signature formation for the Elsick Rams, and a timeout called
Little miscommunication there with the...
by Elsick.
Oh.
So it appears to be they might have had 12 men on the field is my assumption, or maybe they did not have the play they wanted, but they're going to want to look over it again. And at this point, you have to be perfect if you want to tie this game.
Diego, I think it was a timeout on us. We had...
I think it was a secondary call. We didn't have the right personnel in the secondary, and both of their receivers, one miss. And I'm thinking, if you're down by 28 points on your own 10-yard line, if the Elsick coach has any guts at all, he bombs it right here.
Exactly. And you do not want to have a mistake in your secondary with faulty personnel. Now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10, but let's see what formation they show. So out of this formation they have, this is the same formation they used on that last play when they threw the 8 route on that one-on-one, so they might try to exploit this one-on-one coverage and...
Slot receiver is wide open.
Yeah, and it will be a throw. It's going to be a short one, however. Gain of only about 6 yards, but it's a good start to the drive that Elsick absolutely needs.
Could you explain the push-up tradition as we wait for Elsick to line up?
So the push-up tradition is done by the Crusader Guard. The Crusader Guard's primary purpose is to protect George the Crusader. And if you don't know who that is, that's our mascot. It's a little statue we've got. And also to hype up the student section, keep the vibe going. And the Crusader Guardsmen have to do the same amount of push-ups as the amount of points we score. So since we're up 28-0, they just had to do 28 push-ups. And trust me, it gets tiring. I'm on Crusader Guard, and it's not fun.
Yes, Elsick runs on 2nd and 3. They run it up the gut, and it looks like they're going to have the first down. They're moving the chains.
There are 2 receivers over here on this side, on the home side, just are trying to set up a screen pass. And one of the things that they run off of that screen pass is they fake the inside receiver blocking, and then he goes deep. So that's something that they should be able to look out for.
So Elsick hasn't run trips in a while, so this is the formation they run their passes out of. But as I say that, the quarterback's just going to keep, but he's going to absolutely demolish at the line. Great awareness there by the ends right there to make that stop.
I think that's 2 or 3 straight running plays. Clock keeps ticking, and that only helps us.
Yeah, that goes against them.
Yeah, they're sticking to their identity, to their fault.
It's such a unique style. I haven't really seen it ever, the way that Elsick runs their plays, but they are going to send their tight end in motion, so it could be looking like a run to the left here. And they could have gone Jesuit jumping. Flag goes flying.
Oh, no.
A deep ball, and he finds his man wide open. The secondary caught lacking. It's going to be a touchdown for Elsick, which will probably stand as the Crusaders were drawn offside by the snap count.
And the 30 fans on the away bleachers are going crazy right now.
Yeah, this count, and it left a wide open Elsick receiver, and this is exactly what Elsick needed. A quick score, get back in the game, and I'm not even going to be surprised if they go for an onside kick at this point, or even a 2-point conversion. They got to get something going, and this is exactly what they needed.
That was not a called play. That is a
shot play.
That is a shot play right there. As soon as he saw the defensive end go off sides, all the receivers know to go deep. And sometimes the secondary just takes a half a second to look inside to see if they were going to throw a flag, and the guy goes right by him.
And it's funny, they get their one score off of a shot play. They've been running, their whole scheme is to run, and then when it's time to improvise, it actually does them better to just throw it down the field. Of course, maybe they don't have as many downfield plays in their playbook, and again, they've been sticking to their identity. But again, ironic that the one play they choose to throw it deep, it actually works.
Yeah, the receivers, as Mr. Lynn was saying, when they see that flag go flying, they know it's a free play, and they know that they're basically just all going to run the A route and see if they can get something going. Because if they don't convert, they know they're going to get the penalty yards anyways. I think Jesuit's ready here for an onside kick, because I would definitely not be surprised if Elsick goes for it. I mean, they have to go with the risky plays, and it might happen right here. And if Jesuit can just continue to milk the clock, especially with great runners like Campbell and with Alex May, they can definitely put this game away.
28-7, 7:33 left on the clock.
So Elsick isn't directly showing for onside kick, but it's definitely in the realm of high possibility.
I still think it's a little bit early for the onside kick. I think they go ahead and kick it deep.
And that's exactly what they do.
Old wisdom pays off.
You still got a quarter and a half. You know,
So-
you get 1-2. You get a turnover, and you're right within 2 touchdowns. So, I think they're not gonna take that gamble this early.
And when it comes down to it, now it's all about playing clean with no penalties to set us back in the drive. Just trying to stay in front of the chains and control the clock.
Exactly, and I think Dylan Campbell and May are going to be a huge factor in that. I don't think we're going to see any passing plays from us. We're going to try to continue to milk that clock, as you were saying, continue to run it down, and not leave Elsick any time to come back into this one. So Jesuit lined up in the I formation, most likely to run. Interesting play here, sends the fullback into motion to his left. It's going to be a fake, and a nice little screen to him as well. He's going to get a gain about 2 yards on the play.
Good catch.
Difficult catch to make. The ball was a little bit in front of him, but he was still able to come up with the play for the Crusaders.
And story of the night is also Coach Kubiak playing aggressive. We all thought he was going to run it on first down. Comes out with a screen to the fullback, of all things.
Yeah, fullback screen, something really uncommon. Not seen a lot, but it definitely threw the defense. It caught them off guard on that play. They'll send a tight end in motion, a run to the left side of the field,
Gone.
and Campbell's got a gap, but nearly gone.
Shoestring tackle.
A shoestring tackle denies what could have been another run to the house by Campbell, and he knows it as well. That's very unfortunate, but it's a heads-up play by the defense nonetheless.
I don't want to sound like a jerk, but we're going to have to keep that on the counter for announcers' jinxes. That was number 1.
Wait a minute. Whoa. I'm confused now.
So we have announcers' jinxes, where we try to predict what happens before it happens, and then we look stupid as the complete opposite happens on the play. Colton and I kind of do that. It's our thing. But anyway.
Okay,
number
that's
1
one
for
for
you.
me. One
Yes.
for me.
And loser has to buy dinner. Anyway.
Speaking of dinner, did y'all go to the concession stand yet?
William Dickinson is eating up some yards here.
Eating up, see? Okay, that was good.
Oh,
Okay.
I got it. That was good. Nice.
Yeah, we haven't had the time to go to the concession stand. We've been working hard up here, but I mean, if you want to talk about someone who's feasting on the defense tonight, it's Campbell.
Yeah, folks, we're here all night. Anyway, 1st and 10, about 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Jesuit up 28-7.
Jesuit with the I formation once again. Most likely a run to May here, and it is, and he's got a nice hole on the outside, but he will be stalked by the linebacking core. Wasn't able to get outside with enough speed to be able to run around and get the first down.
One of the things that starts happening when you start pounding the football like we are is the defensive line on the other team with the linebackers start to get tired, and it kind of looks like they're getting a little pushed around. You see these guys up front. I'm just looking from way up here, and it looks like they're probably averaging probably 240, 260 across the line, and we're just killing them up front.
You can see just body language. Each one of them has their hands on their hips. They're looking around like, hey, what are we going to do? We're stacking the box. We're doing everything we can to stop the run. And guess what? Alex May is going to take the ball with the middle.
Weak side.
And he's got a huge gap to the left. It should be enough for what should be a first down. But as we've been saying, the constant running, constant pounding the rock down the field is just having such a tear on the defensive side. And they can't do anything. They've been on the field way more than their offense has, and that's not a good sign.
Those costly injuries in the first half, I mean, they really tell the tale. That loss in the linebacking core It's really hurt Elsick in their running defense. Now Joel Crawford is in third string running back, getting some play time.
It's most likely a pass if there's a third string
nice
in.
block, nice
but
pickup by
beautiful
Crawford.
Dickinson with a great awareness, and he might take this to the house. A couple of moves by
get in.
Dickinson, and he's in for the touchdown. A huge run off a QB scramble, and the Crusaders continue to rack up the scoreline. What a heads-up play by Dickinson. We were talking about how he's so good on getting out like
Mr.
that.
Wynn, there's a lot that happened on that play. Could you break down what exactly happened? What was
That play was made by the running back, the sophomore running back, Crawford. He knocked the snot out of the linebacker that was coming through the line to give just enough room and air for the quarterback to go around the end, and then that was just Dickinson just made a play. He goes down the 10-yard line with 3 guys around him and somehow shakes it out and gets to the end zone.
A great heads-up play by Dickinson that puts the Crusaders up 35-7 with 4:18 left to go in the third quarter, and the Crusaders continue to rack up the scoreline, and the Crusader guardsmen continue to do push-ups.
Oh my gosh, those guys are going to be jacked.
What a great answer, though. After that big play, we have a nice steady drive. Was that like 6 plays?
Yeah.
One pass, and then six runs, and we're back in the end zone. So that's a great answer and a momentum killer for Elsick.
Definitely.
The way we're playing against Elsick, this game was going to tell which team was going to have a shot at the playoffs. Whoever loses, their season is practically over. Now, we still have life, and maybe the way we're playing against Elsick now, we could bring this momentum and this kind of play calling, this kind of juice and attitude to teams like Pearland, to teams like A-Leaf Taylor. But we'll see.
So, Moreno lined up to kick this one away. Let's see where he places it. My bet is on a more precision kick to try to get a stop as we did on the first try. If you remember that the kickoff returnsman is very lethal when he can return it. So as I said, so the corner, oh my goodness, it's another fumble by Elsick, but he's going to recover anyways, and he's going to get through a couple of blocks, and he's going to make his way to about the 35-yard line, so a good recovery on what could have been a disastrous return.
I'm sure they had a conference on the sidelines. Defense just was told to be calm, that there's always going to be big plays made. That's what the game is about, and just to read your keys, do your job, and everything's going to be fine.
A-Leaf's taking a long time in their huddle with their coach, trying to get as many precision plays as possible. Maybe they could get another shot down the field. They're spreading it out wide in the shotgun.
Once again, the same exact formation that they've been running the entire last drive will be shown. This time it's a pass, a nice screen, and a good reception. Tries to make a move, but a nice open field tackle right there. That's going to be number 2, Camden Terry, with the stop.
Their quarterback doesn't throw the ball that much, but when they do, their play designs are down to a T. They are executing, and that was a first down play that really helps their confidence.
Yep, nice play to get the chains rolling, and so Elsick needs to rebuild that momentum. As Mr. Lim was saying, that last touchdown by Jesuit was a momentum killer, but they're trying to regain it here with a score of their own. Let's see if they can respond. So a nice run up the middle with a couple of blocks, and he will get to about, let's say, the 48-yard line. Second down on the play.
Elsick has 3:27 left in the third quarter. Clock is ticking.
Clock's ticking, and that's not helping them out at all. So if they want to keep running, they can, but they have to hurry up this offense and be faster about the way they go about it. So shotgun once again. This time he keeps another short pass that's going to be caught and for a first down by Elsick. So they keep rotating between this run play, this option play where the quarterback keeps, and then with these short passes. And
that was a great
really
open field tackle by the cornerback, Lance Saison. He's out on an island with that guy.
He's practically one-on-one with him, and if he doesn't make that tackle, that could have gone for way further. So, Elsick, once again, same exact formation, but so many possibilities. This time the quarterback's going to go deep. He's got that one-on-one that he wants. Isolated him, and a nice catch.
Throw the flag.
and it's going to be a touchdown. It should be a flag. I saw a huge push. That's exactly what Saison's asking for. That should have definitely been a flag.
Yes.
I disagree with the call right there.
Now, what was interesting about
That receiver was very generous with contact there.
Yes, what was interesting about that play, his quarterback, again, doesn't really throw the ball that much, so he underthrew that ball. And what the receiver had to do, he had to come back to the ball. He had to stop on a dime and go up and catch it. Now, the cornerback, he has to both play the ball and the receiver. And the receiver, when he stops like that, he went flying forward a few feet extra, which left the receiver open. And so, again, Lance Saison kind of got turned around at the 5-yard line. There wasn't much he could do. And, of course, he got thrown down by the receiver as he went up to high point the ball. But you could say that was luck, or you could say Elsick drew it up just like they wanted to. But one thing's for sure, Elsick has scored on 2 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, when you least suspect them to score because they run the ball so much, if they just take a shot on the field, they might have a chance of that 50-50 engagement to actually win it out. So that's been both of their scores, and I mean they might have to start adopting this tactic if they want to come back in this one.
I'm wondering what the defense is thinking about right now, or what the coaches are telling the defense right now on the sidelines.
We're not. I don't think that they're getting over anxious or anything. I mean, the guy makes a play. That receiver just made a play. That was two plays on the whole game, and sometimes it just happens. Your guy against our guy, 1-on-1, and you see what happens. I'm sure that we've had probably 15 plays like that where our guy got the better of their guy, and that's why we're up 35-14.
Yeah, it could be 42-14 the way we've been cruising down the field in our 6-4. So now, Elsick looking to go with the onside kick. Or
this definitely looks like onside kick. He's lined up so closely, and a bait, it seems. A shorter kick will be fielded by Jesuit. Finds a hole.
Oh, jinx 2.
Nearly jinx number 2 for Mr.
Two,
Lynn.
baby. You have really wide margin.
The special teams coach is probably having a cow right now, because the traditional thing to do on a pooch kick like that high with this score is to fair catch that thing.
Exactly.
They're telling him right now. See, he's telling him right now. You throw your hand up, take a fair catch, and don't risk not muffing the ball.
But that's the thing, he doesn't have experience returning the ball, so when the ball goes to him, all the adrenaline in your system just makes you want to run. But anyway, first and 10.
First and 10, 2:32 left on the clock, and Jesuit leads 35-14. Nice play here for the Crusaders, and it should gain them about 6 yards to bring up 2nd and 4.
Is it me, or do I see Robert Smith blocking the cornerback for 10 yards down the field? I mean, again.
And you have to have that. To make big plays, your receivers have to be good blockers. And yes, he was doing a very good job on that play.
It just goes to show, like, these receivers, they're not just giving up on their offense since they're not getting any throws to them. You know, I feel like they're committing to the blocking. You know, it's part of their identity now, in a good way.
So, single back in the backfield. Let's see what the Crusaders opt to do. They're going to hand it to May. He has got room to run on the right side of the field. Can he beat his man? But he cannot. But regardless, it's a huge gain for the Crusaders, and it sets up a first down.
Elsick's defense was stunting right into that play. They had 2 outside guys, both their cornerback and their outside linebacker, coming straight in on that play. And May makes one move, makes a miss, and gets a good gain.
Yeah, when May can make a move, his speed can absolutely destroy defenses. When he gets by you, he can absolutely take the ball all the way, and
I have a question.
unfortunately he was able to beat the guy.
Mr. Wynn is a hurdlers coach. He's with the track team. Is May going to be something special in track?
Man, he could be. He's such a great kid and such a hard worker. He could really do some things for us this year.
Timeout called by the Crusaders. Interesting decision. They probably saw something they didn't like, and they want to rethink this one through. 1:43 left on the clock. 1:43 left in the third quarter, and the Crusaders lead 35-14.
And the cheerleaders are starting one of their routines. The band is going to start playing in a little bit, but yeah, crowd is loving it. Full house here tonight. What a great game to be up 35-14 in front of your home fans. You know, we've had a long week of straight Jesuit college preparatory curriculum, and hey, it's hard.
Hey, you said it with a straight face. I thought it was awesome.
It's hard, okay? It's hard being a student at straight Jesuit, and you get to let it all out on the field against A-Leaf Elsick in front of your fans. You know,
Did y'all leave your mums in the car?
Our
Or
what?
your mums or your garters or whatever y'all wear on your arm?
I did not ask anyone to
We
homecoming
may
this
or
year. I
may
don't know
not
about
have
Liam.
dates.
Yeah, we may or may not have dates to the game. As we say that, Dickinson makes a great play to escape the defender, and oof, what a hit!
But it
Number
only
30 just took.
Always shows our commitment to this program, to this club. Crusader Sports Network started from the bottom, and now we are here.
And another injured player for the Elsick Rams. By golly, this is unfortunate for them.
I think he got his breath knocked out because the fullback, once he caught the ball, he lowered his head and tried to run over him, and pretty much did. So he's probably trying to breathe right now.
Most likely that is the case, and he should be up in just a moment. But man, the injuries have absolutely torn apart an already weak Elsick defense, and it's really cost them on the scoreboard.
Yes, I don't see much depth on that sideline.
Not at all.
We have, look at the roster. We have multiple players playing multiple positions, Ironman athletes. So, these injuries, they really mean a lot to this team. And hopefully these guys can recover and still contribute later on in the season. You'd hate to see it.
So, Jeremiah Rees gets back up on his feet, and he's all well and done. So, that's pretty good. Crusaders have a second down and about 5, trying to put this game away, trying to methodically run the ball, run that clock out, and win this game for the home crowd.
Sophomore running back in the game.
This is interesting.
Crawford. We've mostly passed whenever he's in the game. Let's see. Another pass.
Another pass, and it seems to be the same play that we scored on. This time, he just cannot connect with Corlin Jobert.
Mrs. Wynn and I both had
Oh,
the same faces.
Jobert he saw the touchdown. He was fixing to do a dance when he was walking into the G line.
Man. That was such a well-executed play as well, because they faked the handoff, and it leaves a one-on-one matchup with Jobert right in the middle.
Yes,
But he just cannot
space.
get there. Pretty much wide open, essentially.
So it's 3rd and 5 now. We want to keep our momentum. We have, who's in the back? Joe Crawford again.
The backup sophomore. Let's see what the Crusaders opt to do here. They're going to hand to him in an unexpected
Yeah,
play, but he
baby.
will get the yardage.
Some laundry on the field.
Gosh.
This might be coming back. It could be a block in the back or a holding against the Crusaders. Let's see what the call is. And by the looks of it, it's going to go against Jesuit. An unfortunate result to such a great run by the sophomore.
He normally doesn't get many touches, so we were glad to see him get that first down for a minute. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Should be about 3rd and
12.
12,
Well,
I'd say.
waiting for the scoreboard to update.
3rd and long on the play. I'd say Jesuit takes a shot here for the first down. They want to keep this drive going. They don't really want to punt the ball away. It could be 4th down territory as well, because Kubiak has just proven to be so aggressive in this game, going for it already twice in this matchup.
In this formation, we have run QB draws.
That will not be the case. Dickinson's trying to roll out. He's going to be brought to the ground, and he fights so hard to evade the sack. It's going to end up happening, and this is definitely a punt after that sack right there, for sure.
I was just going to get the ball with basically a quarter left of football. The 3rd quarter is winding down, just a few seconds off from the play clock. Let's see what Elsick does now. They have been passing it recently, and they've been getting a little bit of a comeback going.
Let's see if they can convert on this next drive. The punt is nearly blocked, but it goes all the way and rolls to about the 15-yard line, 13-yard line to be precise. And a great
Special
punt.
teams, guys. That was a great play. Great coverage. That was almost blocked, but the offensive line and the punt team did a really good job, and that punt was stellar with a really good Jesuit roll down to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, the roll helped out a lot, and it's going to put Elsick at a disadvantage. Big time.
I feel like Liam Garcia, former rugby player, who still plays rugby, I mean, he's used to punting in pressure situations with guys around him trying to block it. So, again, he was the right man for the job.
Definitely was. So Elsick no longer showing trips to the right. Instead, they opt for this formation they've been running the entire second half, but it's going to be absolutely stopped. Nowhere to run for the running back. And that's going to be Syke with the stop.
That's going to be the third quarter.
And that does it for the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Your Jesuit Crusaders are up 35-14 against the Elsick Rams. We'll be back shortly.
You guys have been great. Keep it up.
Okay, see you later.
Thank you, Mr. Lin, for filling in. Your analysis has been very helpful to the broadcast.
And much needed.
So, fourth quarter, 12 minutes left to play. The Crusaders most likely going to come away with a win, but it is not over yet. If the Elsick Rams can manage, it's still a 3-possession game. If they can manage to get some points on the board, they could absolutely turn this result around in their favor. Now for Jesuit, they need to stop. They need to stop right here. They need to get their offense back on the field and absolutely milk that clock with the amazing running and blocking they've been showing all night. And let's see if they can replicate it right here on this play.
Yeah. I mean, what a night it has been. I'm guessing we have 200-something rushing yards by this point. We have how many rushing touchdowns? I think 4.
About 4, I would say.
Did we have 1 passing touchdown? I mean, there's been so much going on right now, all these scores and all this analysis. But again, a lot of offense that wasn't expected. So far we've been shut down by some of these defenses. We've had stalled out drives in some of these games, and our defenses, had to bail us out. But now the offense has really been helping Jesuits' defense. Really been doing them a favor with that clock control.
So the Crusaders are going to blitz a linebacker on the edge. Let's see what this pressure can create. But Elsick opts to roll out to the right. It's going to be an absolute dart to the outside. Can he get there?
Oh my
what
gosh.
An absolutely monstrous catch. And once again, it's that 8 route, Liam. The one that we're not even expecting has been the tail of the tape for Elsick. The one that actually works and it's actually effective. And that's a huge, what is that? 50-yard gain? No, about like 45-yard gain, I'd say.
Elif Elsick went from the New Mexico triple option in the backfield type of offense to Texas Tech, let's just throw it up there and see what happens. And boy, have they been having God on their side.
What a surprise. Trips to the left for the first time ever in the second half, and it's going to be a QB draw.
I mean, he was flush to his right. He was throwing on the run. He heaves it up in double coverage, and it just kind of falls into the receiver's hands. He didn't high point it. He just kind of had his hands in a bread basket, and it just fell right into it.
Yep, an absolutely brilliant play for Elsick, and it's going to result to them getting a first down, and a much-needed one. On second down, it's a direct feed to the running back. An interesting play, trying to throw the Crusaders off guard a little bit. It's going to be a nice little gain, but it's going to set up third down. So this is a make it or break it play for Elsick, but at this point in the game, this is 4-down territory.
Yes, exactly. How much yards do they have? Because that will depend.
To go, appears to be about 6.
Yeah, the
scoreboard
is not updating. Most likely going to run it, but we'll see. They're showing power run.
And a run it is, but nice stop there by Jesuit. Reed Caldwell getting in on the action, as well as Jacob Syke on the stop. So the Jesuit defensive core doing their job very well and clogging any of the B or C gaps that the running back was trying to take.
I feel like the defense knows it's 4-down territory, and they were selling out on the run there. good job by our defensive line corralling the running back. Now it's 4th and 7, and anything goes with this play. I mean, we've been caught off guard.
I mean, anything goes. My money's on a dart to the end zone. It could be a jet sweep. It's a fake. They have 2 blockers in front, but a great stop there on the defense, and that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful tackle there made in the open field, and the Crusaders will get the ball back.
Nick Casapo with what seems to be the dagger in the heart of the A-Leaf Elsick offense. Now, Straight Jesuit comes back onto the field with Alex May at running back. I think they're going to be resting Campbell's legs for future games.
For sure. Campbell has done his duty in this game. He did his job. He came out here to do exactly what he needed to do. And audible here from Dickinson. Let's see what they do. No surprise here. They're going to hand it off to May. He has a nice little hole. He's going to get out to about the 49-yard line. It's going to set up 2nd and short.
I don't agree with you. That was a very big hole. I mean, the right tackle really closed down on the defensive end, and May just had wide open space. Of course, good job by the cornerback for A-Leaf's defense. He was able to, A-Leaf L6 defense, he was able to close in, make that open field tackle, because that could have gone for about 15 yards.
So, Jesuit milking the clock. 9:25 left to play in this contest. 35-14, the Crusaders lead, and they're trying to tack on more to that lead with this drive. Interesting formation here. Close strips to the right. It's going to be a fake, and they're going to throw it up the middle. Oh my goodness, what a hit he just took. That's Bryce Palumbo, already scoring a touchdown tonight, and he took a hard hit to the helmet, but he gets up. What a valiant effort.
Yes, exactly. He had to hold on for dear life because he was sent in midair. But that man caught it over the middle. Not many pass plays. Bowen Dixon has not completed many pass plays. But again, Coach Kubiak deciding to go a little aggressive, making sure we convert, not giving any chance to the Elsick offense.
So, the Crusaders, May in the backfield once again. Dickinson audibling. He sees something. They're stacking the box, Elsick is. They're going to run to May to the left. He gets a nice little gain there for about 5 yards. So, I think what's going through Dickinson's head is he sees the box stacks, He sees a 4-3 by the defense. And they say, you know what? We're just going to audible. We're going to run to the outside. If you guys are going to stack the middle, we're going to take you to the outside and see what you can do on defense. May
is the perfect guy to run outside. He has the most speed, I think, on the field. They bring in the sophomore Joel Crawford now.
Yep, and we've seen a lot of interesting plays whenever he's on the field.
It's 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 here for the Crusaders. They will line him up with a fullback. Run most likely, and that's exactly what they do. In a huge hole, and absolutely changes direction. And Crawford with his first touchdown, and he's going to get it. What a brilliant play there by Jesuit. He sees that there's an absolutely just stack on the left, on his left A gap. He turns around, he cuts around. That play wasn't even designed, and he somehow comes up with it. And a huge 20-something yard run, and the Crusaders continuing to rack up the score and homecoming night.
Just to put things in perspective, Dylan Campbell came running down the sideline to meet Joe Crawford and celebrate that touchdown. The whole crowd went crazy as they took off that run. Max Castellano,
a blocked PAT. Unfortunate there for the Crusaders.
Again, just seeing Joel Crawford, our 3rd-string running back, just seeing him score that touchdown just brings a smile to everybody's faces. The whole the whole student section was jumping up and down because they know Joel Crawford. He's one of the youngest guys on the varsity team. He's been really stepping up. He's been maturing over the course of the season, and we're just glad to give him some reps. We're happy to see him convert on first downs.
Oh my goodness, Robert Smith is. He's running over to greet Crawford right now. I mean, this is such a great moment for him. You're a sophomore. You look up to a lot of these upperclassmen, these juniors, these seniors, especially, as you said, Dylan Campbell going up to greet him. For Crawford in practice, Campbell's like, it's like Luke Skywalker and Master Yoda, You have one of the greatest runners in the game right now, Campbell, and, he's taking Crawford under his wing, and for Crawford to come out here and actually have touches, which was super unexpected for him, I can bet you that he wasn't even expecting to score a touchdown tonight. That's got to be such a great feeling for him.
Exactly. Joel Crawford, the brother of Caleb Crawford, a Strake Jesuit alum who's playing football at Trinity University, graduated last year. Monero with the kick. Oh no, it's the dangerous one.
And this could be a dangerous return here if the Crusaders do not make the right tackles. But a nice open field tackle there by what appears to have been Cezanne.
Yes, Lance Cezanne.
And the Crusaders will set up for this defensive drive.
They only got 30 yards on that one. Not 45, not 60.
Not as big as their other returns, but still nonetheless better than the fair catch at the 20-yard line. So 7:38 left to play in this contest. Elsik up against everyone. Again, all odds are stacked against them. 41-14 is your score line here. And a reminder that all of this broadcast is brought to you by the Crusader Sports Network,
which is, of course, in coalition with SJET and SJET News.
So trips to the left. It's going to be a nice little screen here. Can they convert on it? But no. Great stop there by the corners right there.
I was
Specifically... Well, no, go ahead.
I was expecting a double pass there. Just the way trickery plays.
You mean like a... What do you call it?
A backwards pass.
Yeah. A flea flicker. Like a...
Well,
what do you call it? When a lob, right?
It was just backward pass, fake screen pass.
Yeah.
Downfield type of thing, The one DeAndre Hopkins couldn't convert last time. But anyway, Alief Elsik, 7 minutes left to throw a tunnel screen. And that don't work.
Nope, it doesn't. The Jesuit cornerbacks are all on top of that one. Dylan Foltz on the stop there specifically that time. And it's going to bring up a third down for Elsik. So, if you're Elsik, you got to be thinking to yourself, what's the one play that's worked against Strake?
I mean, they have been throwing it.
It's that throw. It's that out of the blue throw.
Well, it's not out of the blue anymore. They've thrown it.
Not anymore. That's true.
They've thrown it twice already. It's 3rd and 3.
And a rare formation from them. Shotgun. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be...
Got it.
Ooh, it depends on the spottage right here. Very close to the first down marker. From our perspective, it looks to be like he's just short. We'll see what the officials say. And the chains are going to be moved right here. First down for Elsik. So when they go in the shotgun formation, they do a QB sneak. I mean, this has to be the most unpredictable team, and I commend all the coaches on the staff for having to have watched the film on this team, because you can't even predict what they're going to do on every play. This is so unpredictable.
I mean, this is a team that doesn't have much to lose. When you don't have much to lose, you start to lose your identity. When you don't have an identity, you become unpredictable like this.
On first down, they hand it, and it's going to be stopped. Great defensive play there by Christian Gordon. Linebacker, senior, captain, you name it. He's one of the leaders on this defense.
And the clock is still rolling. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Jesuit up big, 41-14 in the fourth quarter.
Big lead for the Crusaders, and a much-needed win for this program. So, a rare pass here. He's looking to throw it deep. Could this be the play? But no. He's going to overthrow his receiver. He was looking for number 19, Devon Jenkins. Unfortunate there for Elsik. They had that one-on-one matchup that they dream of, the one that has actually converted twice now, or 3 times? Twice, right?
3 times, yeah.
3 times.
Kyle Daniel was not caught lacking on that. There was a bit of a push-off from number 19, but good coverage by Kyle.
Very good coverage right there on the play. And it's going to set up third down at about 8 yards, I'd say. So Elsik and Jesuit showing blitz, and they will bring blitz. It's going to be a dart, but it's going to be way off of target. Great pressure from the outside from the Crusader defense to force a quick throw and a fourth down.
Exactly. If you let him set his feet, then he could have actually made that throw. But again, same play. Just throw it one-on-one. My man's better than your man. But again, the ball placement wasn't there. He did have a step on Kyle. Mr. Daniels could have been beat on that throw. But again, the pressure caused that overthrow. It's 4th and 8.
I've got a feeling a fake punt on this one, Liam. Let's see what they do. No, they will punt it. Wow, that's really odd. So Elsick basically giving up on this game. They could have gone for it on 4th down to keep their drive going, but instead they opt for a punt. Such a strange play. You'd think they'd run the punt formation out there to sort of trick the Crusaders into thinking they were going to punt it and try to make some miraculous play. And as you guys may or may not know, last week the Crusaders lost to a fake punt. They had the stop they needed. They had the time on their side, but a fake punt ended the game right there for Jesuit. And this time it's not going to be the case. The offense is going to go back on the board, and surely it's going to be May just running, pounding the rock. And as we've now seen, Joel Crawford is also very capable.
You could tell they were selling out on that fake. They did not want to get beat like last time. But now, of course, since nobody was there to recover the punt, the ball rolled to the 5-yard line. We start from the 5, and May gets it up to about the 10-ish.
Yeah, May with a solid run right there, keeping the clock going, and it appears to be we have a switch in the quarterbacking position. That's Angel Penso.
Oh my gosh.
On the field. So the Crusaders giving Dickinson a break after such a phenomenal game, and they'll now run out this clock. Surely it's going to be all runs as we expect. 41-14 with 4:34 left in the 4th quarter on homecoming night.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to get wavy.
It definitely is. I mean, the student section is still so alive, you know. No one's left yet. Such a great environment tonight. And they hand it to May. Gets a nice little gap going, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
He may have gotten the first down.
Oh, he did. So the spottage is actually going to help him out here, and he's going to get the first.
He's limping off the field. He's clutching his knee right now.
Yeah, that is not a good sign right there. It's the end of the game. This is like the worst case scenario. You don't want any of your players getting hurt.
But we do have a good training staff. They're going to put him on the cots.
You know what I do want to commend, though, is the Elsick band and dance team and the cheerleaders. They're still going at it, full energy. They're down by 1 million, but you know they're dedicated. So I do want to admire that dedication. As I say that, nice little run there by the Crusaders. I believe it was Alex May once again taking the place of Campbell because Campbell had such a phenomenal night.
At this point, Elsick doesn't want any more injuries. They've had 3 guys injured on the defensive front.
And 3 really big injuries turn out to be.
Linebacker core, which is the main solution to the running problem. Except when you don't have that solution, you're down to your backup linebackers. Now that's when gaps form. That's when open field tackles are missed. And Dylan Campbell just, takes over.
Yeah, you're talking about that injury from the tight end. It looks to be like Miss K is working on him on the sideline. It looks to be like a knee injury, so that could not be a good sign for Jesuit. Hopefully he's okay.
Yes. Had experience with tendonitis. You might want to put some ice on that, or maybe it is the muscle. He will find out.
I think they're trying to find that out right now. They're trying to see, what hurts, what they can get moving. So but in the meanwhile, the Crusaders are going to stay on the
Thomas Jewett, sophomore tight end.
Yeah, Thomas Jewett, the sophomore tight end. That's really unfortunate there for him. And hopefully it's not season ending. Hopefully he can continue to play for Jesuit, which will now have a bigger task ahead of them, and that's staying on this momentum, continuing to win the next games, because they're going to have to if they want to have a shot at the playoffs.
Exactly. They have to get through Pearland. They have to get through Aleaf Taylor, who had a really good JV.
And Hastings next Friday.
Exactly.
Home game, which, by the way, we will be bringing to you guys live next Friday, so don't forget to tune in to that broadcast as well as to all our other broadcasts. We have soccer, basketball, baseball soon, lacrosse, rugby, you name it. Every single Jesuit sport is live here on Crusader Sports Network.
Crawford goes bouncing around for about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 3. He's getting his, crunch time reps.
Exactly, just getting the reps, getting that experience, and he's only a sophomore. So imagine the next 2 years of development, and he could turn out to be, Campbell level or even better.
Exactly. You love these kind of stories.
Especially a sophomore on the varsity team. That means that the coach is already eyeing them out as seeing, that great potential that they can have. And they believe that he can turn into something big.
He's also, he ran JV track. Sorry, not freshman, of course. Freshmen cannot be on JV or varsity. They have to play on freshman teams. But anyway, he ran pretty well in track on the relay teams, and that's really helped his speed and development over the off season. We're happy to see Joel getting these reps. May's also in track, Campbell in baseball, so a lot of guys getting a lot of experience in the off season.
So they're gonna feed it to the fullback. Actually, he's gonna get a nice and healthy run right there. Brings up the first down for the Crusaders, and they keep the clock running. That's gonna be Foster with the carry.
I'm just glad the crowd hasn't left. Everyone's just enjoying the atmosphere. It's 41-14, 2:30 left in the fourth quarter. This is basically first down wins the game at this point.
Essentially, that's pretty much all the time they have left to burn out. Elsick has been using their timeouts, I believe. Oh, no, they haven't. Jesuit has used up all their timeouts. Elsick has one remaining, 2:14 left, 41-14. There's no two-minute warning here in high school, so the Crusaders will continue to run it out. And 12 men on the field was the call?
Delay of game.
Delay of game. Delay of the game was the call. That's very clumsy of Strake. They should have been looking at the game clock. And the thing with that is that's going to stop the clock for Elsick, so the Crusaders are going to have to run.
Puts them behind the chains.
It does. So, our new quarterback, Angel Penso, out there calling the plays for the Crusader offense. And as we've been saying, the sophomore, Joel Crawford out there to run the rock. They're going to hand it to him. He's going to try to find a hole. Cuts back inside. Powerful run, continuing to drive those feet, even though he has 3 people tackling him, and he's going to be able to bring it up just about to the line of scrimmage. Sets up 2nd and 10.
You know what I noticed? I don't think we've ever had a tackle for loss when we've set up in the single back formation or I formation. It's always been falling forward for at least 2, 3, or in his case, 5 yards for Joel Crawford.
Yeah, that just goes to show the great job the offensive line has had this game. Their blocking has been really good, and it's set up a lot of running touchdowns. So, the lineup in the I formation, once again, fullback and halfback in play. They'll hand to the halfback. He's going to get a nice gain. Once again, that's Crawford doing amazing work, getting a lot of touches that he really needs to start developing, and I do think he can be a great talent going forward.
So what you've seen during this game, how do you feel about the rest of the season?
Definitely, Jesuit seems to be a lot more coordinated on their attacks. You start to see Campbell get into a lot bigger runs. You see Dickinson make plays, rolling out of the pocket, being able to throw while he's running. QB sneaks, being able to have that, he had that amazing rush touchdown. So Dickinson, as some of you guys may or may not know, he wasn't supposed to be a quarterback. He had to fill in the slot because Connor O'Hara got injured, and he's really shown his development in the position. He's getting better every week, and the Crusader offense could definitely improve. Another great positive is the Crusader defense in this game. I think they actually showed up amidst such a unpredictable Elsick offense, and they were actually able to make a stop.
Yeah. If you hear that rumbling and bustling, that's the defensive coordinators. We have thin walls in our press box, so the defensive coordinators are basically saying, yeah, we're done. We have 10 seconds left. We're running our last play.
They'll hand it to the fullback, Foster, and that's going to do it. The clock runs out. Ladies and gentlemen, final score here from Clay Stadium, 41-14. 14. Jesuit takes it over at Elswick on the homecoming night. We'd like to thank all of you guys for tuning in. And as a reminder, this broadcast is made available by the Crusader Sports Network and SJET. A huge shout out to Mr. Pep. A huge shout out to everyone else involved. Mr. Lynn for coming up here and giving great analysis on the game. It's always welcome. And yeah, we'd like to thank you guys, the viewer, for showing up and giving up your Friday night to listen to our voices as we paint this amazing result for Jesuit.
Yeah, that Mr. Lynn joint was not planned at all. We had no chemistry whatsoever leading up to this. Also, me and Diego, we have never partnered together, so I'm glad that I was able to, not stumble too much, not stutter too much with you, have a somewhat clean broadcast, and hopefully looking forward to broadcasting more sports with you, man. It's been great, and fans are leaving the stadium feeling fulfilled, satisfied that their team played well. We're gonna have our alma mater song play in victory, and it's been a nice Friday night in Texas high school football.
So from all of us here at Crusader Sports Network, we'd like to thank you guys for joining in on this broadcast. And don't forget, next Friday we're going to be here against Hastings, 7 p.m. Make sure to be here for the broadcast. And good night to you guys, and have a great weekend.
This is William Smith
and Diego Sanchez signing off.